What if I told you you have the power to heal yourself? Or that some of your biggest limitations are probably self-imposed? Maybe you already know that, but you're not quite sure on where to start to make a change. You could be somebody like I was who seemed to have it all together on the outside, but deep down knows that it's time to get out of your own way, shift your mindset, and up-level your life. Or maybe you're just a personal development junkie, also like me, and you're looking for a real perspective on what it looks like to shift your mindset. If any of that sounds like you, then I invite you to listen in and subscribe to the On Some Real Shift podcast, where I cut through the noise and help guide you through what it looks like to really heal, build self-love, emotional, spiritual resiliency with some of that woo-woo stuff in between. Listen, the money, the cars, the house, the relationships, all of these things don't really matter if our internal worlds are chaotic. But don't worry, I'm not judging you because I was there too. I was a hot mess on the inside. I had no self-love. I was extremely depressed. I was constantly a victim of my circumstances, and I was in my own way. That's why I'm not afraid to speak on it. And now I'm able to move through life with a lot more peace and gratitude, and I'm not looking to point the finger at the next person for what's going on in my life. Without those pits, I would have never been forced to hop on this journey of personal development and self-love, building my self-worth. Really, it's just kind of all-encompassing self-mastery and understanding that life is not happening to us, it is always happening for us. So, if you're ready to explore what transformation can look like, what shifting your mindset can do for you, then I invite you to tune in and shift with me. Welcome to the On Some Real Shift podcast. I'm your host, Vanessa. I'm a certified life coach, mindset transformation coach, neuro-linguistic practitioner. I also do Reiki and sound bath healing, but my favorite title is I'm a student of the university, as I like to call it. The universe has handed me my ass more times than I can count, and honestly, I'm really grateful for it. It got to the point where I really got sick of my own shit, you know? Life is never going to stop lifing, right? It's up to me to build an emotional and spiritual foundation so that I can navigate life and still find beauty and gratitude in even life's darkest circumstances. You know, I used to subscribe to the victimhood mindset. I used to constantly ask myself, like I said earlier, why is life happening to me instead of what is life trying to show me, and understanding that life is happening for me, that everything, and I do mean everything, even the most painful things that happen to us, always have an underlying message and an opportunity to alchemize it and turn it into something beautiful if you let it. My thoughts and my behaviors were a constant feedback loop of self-sabotage, and honestly, it was because I lacked a huge amount of self-love, and I had no idea of the innate power that I have and that all of you have. I hadn't learned that facing my triggers and taking accountability would be some of my biggest superpowers that could get me through nearly anything. I've created the On Some Real Shift podcast because I wanted to give you all a no-frills view into the conversations that we have to have with ourselves if we truly want to shift our mindset and in turn transform our lives. You're looking at somebody who used to abuse alcohol and food and weed, and God, I just put myself in the most dangerous situations because I lacked so much love. There's so much peace to be had. It is our birthright to experience peace and joy. And most of the times we don't know it because we are subconsciously addicted to this pain and suffering that we consistently put ourselves in. In school, nobody teaches us about this. Nobody teaches us about boundaries. Nobody teaches us about advocating for yourself and what it means to be authentic, and, you know, the importance of spirituality and listening to your intuition. All of these things that you kind of just have to figure out as life continues to hand you your ass. I know a lot of people on social media, especially in the inner wellness space, would love for you to believe that we all have always had it together and we always have it together, and that is a lie. That it could not be farthest from the truth. However, I will say that the way that I am able to process things now is completely different than 5 years ago, even 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, even 1 year ago, because this journey doesn't stop once you get on it. I'm not here to judge you or talk at you because, quite frankly, I can't. For instance, there are situations that would have broken me 3 years ago that I have re-encountered now that I'm able to navigate with so much ease and, again, gratitude. I was my own first client before I ever knew what I was doing. So I know that if I can change, so can you. I recognize that all of our journeys are different, so please don't compare your story to mine because we are two different people in two different two completely different situations. However, I think a lot of things I'm going to share will be applicable and you can tweak it to make it fit your life. But ultimately, we innately all possess the tools that are required to shift and change. It's just that sometimes it takes a little bit of more introspection and guidance to help you unlock them, and that's why I'm here. I don't know how much of a safe space you can create on the internet because this is the internet and it's a wild place. But my goal is to create as safe of a space as possible so we can have honest dialogues about what it takes to shift our mindset, and also so folks that know that you're not alone. I have a laundry list of topics that I'm so excited to share with you all. Anywhere from boundaries, what they really are and how do we set them, or why forgiveness is always for you and never for them. The truth about manifesting, the power of discipline, and tips on how to overcome limiting beliefs. So that's it. I just wanted to introduce myself and the pod and give you all a quick little glimpse into what this journey is going to look like. So don't forget, tune in, subscribe to the On Some Real Shift podcast, and come on and shift with me. See you in the first real episode. Peace.